Hello everyone, my name is David, also known as Rev, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. In the last episode, we basically got on the ship and arrived here in Ultima Thule, which is basically looking like a dead star. This time, we gotta go and find Thancred, who last we saw was awake enough to go after Medium. I can't guarantee we'll be of help in these strange surrounds, but I have ready provision nodes in case of emergency. Of course, if you count in any real danger here, I expect you to return to the Ragnarok at once. We're fortunate this place can support life, albeit barely. I suspect, given the torpid, stale quality of the air. But never mind that, let's find Thancred. Let's begin our search from the prow of the ship. It seems as good a direction as any. Try not to stray too far, lest we lose sight of one another. Ruins. What of, I wonder? Perhaps we can find something that can help us understand the nature of this place. A relic, inscription, anything. Look here, this part's relatively intact. The intricate design of the top suggests it's man-made, though its builders were surely not men as we conceive of them. Having said that, I swear I've seen this pattern before. Is it Allegan, maybe? Oh my goodness, you're gonna make me walk all the way up there? That's just like a separate spot from it. What's that? You know, I don't want to know what that is. You know, it's not my problem. Oh yeah, of course Cindy would take the high ground. I thought this hill might offer a better view of our surroundings. Poor decision in hindsight. That's light from the ship, all shrouded in darkness. If Thancred is here, I'd never know it. From what I can tell, we're near the edge of an island. You can call it that, surrounded by floating debris. Okay, so what can we derive or conclude, I guess? Were you able to find anything? As I feared, and still no trace of Thancred. There's nothing but emptiness as far as the eye can see, which unfortunately isn't very far. Though I can't help but suspect that someone or something is here. There are times when I sense drawing close, and then a chill washes over me, leaving me exhausted. Leaving me with feelings of death and anguish. I wonder if that used to be somebody. I felt it too when I was near that thing. Because the mobs are all too familiar. What are you talking about? There's nothing there. So wait, I can only see it? Before we jump to conclusions, perhaps we should search elsewhere. Agreed. We found only more questions when we were in desperate need of answers. There's a fair stretch of terrain from the ship's port side we've yet to explore. Let's try searching there then. This is concerning. Vinder, a word before we join the others. How are you going to say a word before we join the others and then blink all the way over yonder? But that's concerning the fact that I can only see, like, that I'm the only one who could see, like, these guys. But I wonder if they're going to comment on the fact that from like a meta sense that there are aetherites here that we could teleport to. Because I wonder what's gonna happen to this place once we defeat Medion, you know? But there's only so much I can think about, at least for the time being, before we get like farther into this. You see them too, don't you? Dragons. As I thought, their presence is tenuous at best, but there's no mistaking it. No doubt your bond with Midgard Solmer and mine with Nidhogg is what allows us to perceive them. Could these apparitions be related to the dragons that now live on Atheris? Bah, Better leave such conjecture to the others. In any case, we must be careful. We may soon find dragons they can see as well. Death and anguish. What happened to them, I wonder? Or what happened to them, I wonder? Gotta love being bonded to dragons. That's not an aetheryte. That's a spooky. That's a spooky poopy. All right, Isaiah, what you got for us? A spooky dookie poopy. A spooky mookie. Spooky chooky. Those almost have like light warden type energy to them.
Dragons? Here?
What you see is a memory of a world that once was.
Are you gonna be our tour guide?
A world suffering a slow death, whose denizens cried out for the release of oblivion.
So did this place used to be a place of dragons?
What? Their world is dead?
It is. Not a single life remains upon that husk floating in the vast emptiness. These creatures are shadow and shade, perpetuated only to suffuse dynamis with their unending lamentations.
That still doesn't explain how come we can see some, but they can see the others.
Where is he?
A strange question. He is at your side, is he not?
What?
Oh, yes. He is here and there, and everywhere within this space. He would tell you himself if he had form to form words.
What do you mean by that?
Huh. Such loathing and uncertainty. You don't know why you still exist. In like manner to the oblivion I send, I tried to drown out your ether with dynamis. Beginning with this Thancred, who came at me despite being unable to breathe.
Okay, so she just did the same thing that we did to her back then.
Such a simple thing, unmaking men. In the blinking of an eye, he was gone. Didn't even have the chance to be transformed. Yet somehow, he managed to leave a slither of himself behind. What you call the heart? Or perhaps the soul.
So
in his
he's
final moment, he
dead, I guess?
cried out from it. A single word. Survive. That wish proved stronger than the despair that ruled here. It overpowered it, causing this space to be remade into a place you can perceive and where life can endure. That you draw breath is proof that his soul lives on. For how long, however, remains to be seen.
So Thancred is the one who gave us the shot.
Well then, we should hurry and tend to business. Huh?
It's futile. You will never reach the true me. I told you, emotions dictate reality in this space. Such changes as you might work will not alter in its nature. You may see, but you cannot touch. Walk, but not advance.
Meteion
Sorry,
holds too much
my
sway here.
TV decided
How
to
do we contend
like
with a foe who can unmake us on a whim?
gimp the volume. So
I do not know. But Thancred gave his life that we might come this far. We must press on.
Agreed. We cannot turn tail here. Not without something to show for our comrade's sacrifice.
Okay, so his soul is what's sustaining this area, and it gave it its physical form. I see. So everything's so quiet. Let's say everything was so quiet, but then God forbid the quest complete noise plays, and all of a sudden everything is fine. Like what? Whomst? What's with the unburdened wings? Soul without body, a form of being which we are not wholly unfamiliar. Indeed, for we existed in a similar state when residing in the first. The circumstances are rather more dire than that, 'tis true, but I choose to believe he is not forever lost to us. Regardless, in sacrifice he had afforded us a chance to prevail. Let's not squander it, and ascertain the true nature of this realm that we might confront and defeat Medium. Justinian, Vinder, would you accompany me in speaking with these dragons? Mayhap they can enlighten us. I would ask the rest of you to survey these surrounds. If there is a path that may lead us to our quarry, we must find it. Very well. We can reconvene here once everyone's finished. Eon said these dragons are shadowed in shade, from a world whose denizens sought oblivion. As such, they are not like to be amenable to company, let alone conversation, so please be careful. All right. So this is our closest thing to like a town area, I guess. A visitor, not of this star. But thy slender hands bring plague to our world. Thy breath extinguish life's feasible flame. Oh, how we adore thee, alas. With time our flesh shall wither, our souls fade, and so we wait for its inexorable march into oblivion. If thou art not come to hasten our demise, I bid thee leave us. We crave not companionship, only silence. Beyond that distant veil, paradise lost. So glorious, so beautiful. We were a proud, noble race, strength embodied, and you only loved before they came. Metal monstrosities of black and silver, no bonds of blood did they share, nor conviction did they have to guide them. Crushing defeat, never have we known such shame. Still now are the winds, though numbing to feel these wings burdened by ignominy. We fly no more, only sink into oblivion. Thou whom bid me speak. Folly. I observed the lesson of stone. I shall not fly, nor speak, nor roar. Only watch and wait and end. But one sight yet stirreth my blood, tempteth me to raise my voice in lamentation. I'm Null, the cradle of unsung dragons. No words, no songs are possessed of the weight to describe such tragedy. Go. If that be thy will, I shall remain. So I'm guessing that there's a dragon over here causing dismay? Wait, there are eggs here? Sir? I was say, better not follow me in here. They led you here as well, did they? It was described to me as the source of their woes and proof of their end. I think I'm beginning to see why. It's a hatching ground. Or was. I've seen similar on Theris. Midgar's most kind must have once lived and thrived in a place such as this. Reacher said his father was driven from their ancestral home by war and strife. This, then, is the fate of those who remained. Let's have a look around. Maybe these eggs can tell us more about what happened. What's this? I thought all these eggs had been ruined. If the dragonet was indeed hatched, there's no sign of it here, or its sire for that matter. Let's look for them. Start with the cliff tops, I'll take the plains. Okay, you can jump. Why am I the one? Okay. The boisterous howling has been quieted. By thy hand, I presume? Everything all right? I thought I heard a dragon or something resembling. Ah, I see what happened here. Is that your child? Perhaps. Some eggs within knoll were indeed mine. If life within one did quicken, the beast thou hast slain be of my blood. Yet I do not recognize it. Twisted malform it is. Not a dragon in truth, but a reminder of our failure. A testament to our shame. Explain. They descended from the heavens, cold, heartless machines, and with them rode war and death, fire and fury. Bad things happened. Untold chaos and destruction swept over the star. In the end, the invaders were victorious. Yet when they looked upon their prize, they deemed it unfit for requisition. We were abandoned to our ruin. The survivors sought to put away their shame, to rebuild, a futile effort. In pure soil, replete with ether, did we once cultivate our nesting ground. But our lands were barren, and any eggs nurtured in such desolation were fated to rot. With few survived, hatched, emerged as abominations. We didn't know what to do with them. But there are dragons among you capable of journeying to other stars. That there are. Many would make it the attempt, each bearing a clutch of eggs. The richest stars were home to the harshest rulers, and the arrival of dragons incited contests for supremacy. When the fires faded, the wars lost and run, they were too reduced to ash and waste. 'Tis the curse of those who seek life. Be drawn to conflict, conquered or be conquered. A vicious cycle we now choose to break. We tire of conflict, everything. We now wait in sweet, merciful silence, free from strife and suffering, still as stone. Wait, you claim your clan is doomed, but there is another star. I guess there's no point. I guess if we were to try to do anything, we'd have to prove that dragons' life is worth living for, I guess. They only want to brood in silence, to be left alone with their grief until time itself comes to an end. The sole reward for incessant bloodshed. A pain I understand, and wish I did not. What fools we were. But now isn't the time for such thoughts. The others will want to hear what we've learned. Come. I see. They wish to escape what they perceive to be a cycle of conflict. Thank you, Vinder, Estinian. As for our part, I believe we are more acutely aware of our confines than before. We started by traversing the perimeter of the island to see if there might be a path leading off of it. Sadly, nothing to be found. There's no small amount of debris floating about. Would there be enough to serve as a bridge to lead us elsewhere? I considered that, and so I tried throwing a stone onto the potential platform to judge its integrity, but I never reached the mark. As it crossed an invisible threshold just beyond the boundary of the island, it vanished, only to reappear above me, fall at my feet. I would not be quick to presume that we see outside the space as it is, which is why I returned to the Ragnarok and asked the Loperids to search for a potential path. However, the strip's instruments failed to provide conclusive data on the surrounding area. Until we know war, I think it's too risky to attempt flying to another island. What Medion told us before, that emotions dictate reality here, might be the key, but I'm not entirely sure what emotion might manifest a bridge to lead us to safety. The will to survive? So what you're saying is, we've no way forward. At present, if it is indeed an emotion that governs this island, perhaps it's not Medions, but the dragons that hold us here. They tire of conflict and have chosen a path of oblivion to escape it. Or rather, they have chosen no path at all, meaning there is no way for the dragons or anyone here on this island to advance. Sound theory, disheartening though it may be. If that is the case, what recourse do we have? They're not like to be persuaded to help us. Their reasoning is built on the history of turmoil and strife, without irrefutable proof that the future is not as bleak as they believe it to be. Maybe persuasion is not the answer. Can we just kill all the dragons? Medion meant to unmake us then and there on Ragnarok, and she would have succeeded if not for Thancred's determination. She conceded that it was strong enough to overpower the despair that otherwise rules Ultima Thule, and reshape it to a degree. Perhaps it can be done again in like manner by overpowering the prevailing emotions. 'Twas Ultima Thule's architect, Medion herself, against who Thancred did pit himself in the clash of wills, but I marked no leader among them as such. I did chance to encounter a dragon possessed of despair far more potent than most, potent enough mayhap to dictate the course for others, and thus their domain would follow. He spoke but a few words, carefully chosen, their tone and timbre alone threatening to rend my heart in twain, challenging his desire to remain may allow us to alter the island upon which we stand. Alas, I fear my vaunted rhetoric availed me not against his calcifying heart, but mayhap one of you will fare better? Probably our dragon man. Then I shall guide thee. Alend, they call him in the dragon tongue. I will find him nearby, as fixated on the water. Well, what do we have to lose? Let's get going. I think Estinians probably has our best shot, and also as indicated by the cutscene thing in the quest. He probably is our best bet. All right, so I'll welcome you guys to Alend, but I think that for the time being, I think this is probably going to be where we leave things off next time on, well, Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. We're going to talk to Alend and basically see what we can do to perhaps change the emotional state of this island. That said, though, if you guys want to peep the description, that's where all my social media is. You guys can do what you want with that information. Anyways, guys, that's all from me. And so I'll go on ahead and see you guys all, well, in the next one. There he is over there. Let's head over.